Good afternoon, including you, Jim Warner. Good afternoon. My name is Craig Durr. I'm with Campus Brothers Farms, and welcome to the afternoon session on wellness in the United States and Mexico. Since I've been with the almond industry and with the almond board initially, and then in the industry, I've been involved with this committee that handles public relations and advertising domestically and internationally for a little over 20 years now, which is a little scary. And I have to say that what you're seeing this year in the breakouts is the most excited I've ever been about the programs that you're going to see. So what you saw with Marvel and Thor is phenomenal. What you're going to see with the new U.S. campaign with Al is fantastic as well. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to the crew who knows what they're doing. You've got Jen, Becky, and Jennifer. And we're going by first name only. It's like Ronaldo and Sting. They're as well known worldwide. So Jen, you're up.
Technically, there's two Jens. We're the Jen team.
Yeah, like, the only person who calls me Jennifer is my mom. I'm in trouble. Now.
Yeah, so don't call her Jennifer unless you want to get her riled up. All right, so to start off, I want you guys to think about three things with me. The first thing is a road bike that I lovingly call Ruby, a Kindle, and parallel parking. What is that all about? Well, first off, my road bike, I take on long rides with my best friend, Allie. We are outdoors, we're sweating, we're having a lot of fun. We might be complaining about our husbands, but it's a big part of my weekly summer traditions. The Kindle, every night I go to bed, and right before I go to bed, I start reading, because it's a way for me to turn off my brain. It's a way for me to decompress and stop thinking about all the stresses of work and possibly some of the family stresses going on. Parallel parking. I hate it. It's the biggest stress of my life. I avoid it. I will pay a valet. I will walk 10 blocks. I'll do any of that because to me, parallel parking is just something I cannot stand. So those three things are part of my wellness ritual. They're unique and individual to me. We're going to spend a lot of time here talking about wellness rituals and how almonds play into it. So wellness isn't just health, and a lot of times people will use those words interchangeably. But let's talk about wellness and what it really means. The World Health Organization really defines it separately. So health is a little bit more about avoiding an illness, avoiding those things that are about kind of getting sick or having a disease state. Wellness is much more broader. It's an optimal state of health for individuals and groups. It's talked about as an approach to living. So think about that broader sense of wellness. We also love this definition. It is really, wellness is about practicing healthy habits on a daily basis, that ritual I was talking about. And it's not just about surviving, it's taking you to a place of thriving. Wellness is even bigger when we look at it globally, and we took some of these stats from a global study of over 7,500 people. And to them, they believe over 79% think it is really important. Wellness has become something much more in a part of their daily lives. In fact, 42% even consider it a priority. They're going to change the way they do things to make sure wellness is front and center in their daily lives. And when we look at how you define wellness, they created 6 different tiers of it. 3 of them are kind of obvious in what we've always thought about and maybe even attached to health, right? It's that better fitness, it's what I'm eating, it's what I'm doing. But if you look at the next 3, it broadens pretty consistently and across different places where we did the research, and it talks about better sleep for one. All of a sudden, wellness embraces this. How many hours am I sleeping? Is it giving me enough energy for that next day? Better mindfulness, right? That intentional eating and doing specific things, living in the moment, or as I like to say, don't borrow tomorrow's worries for today. And then, of course, better appearance. Well, that sets up a lot of what we could talk about with skin health, right? All of a sudden, what I'm doing can make a difference in how I look. So what does this mean for Mexico and the US? Jen is going to take us through that, not Jennifer.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, hi everyone, thanks for coming. Before I start, I want to say a couple of thank yous. So first, thanks to Craig for being our moderator / sponsor. And then I also thank our agency partners. So what you're going to see today is a lot of examples of marketing that we've done and a lot of messaging that's to come, and we could not do it with, I think Emily said there's over 100 agencies across, agency employees across the globe who work on our ABC campaigns in the US and Mexico. I've never counted, but it's got to be close to half of those people. So thank you to all of you guys for dealing with us and bringing us great work. Okay, so what does wellness mean in the United States, and how does it show up in our US marketing? Okay, so in the past couple years, we've really been evolving our messaging to, first of all, target younger consumers. So a couple of years ago, we talked about our target consumers being average age of about 43 years old. In the last year and going forward, we're aging down our target to 33. If you think about your lives and those people you know, these individuals at those age, sort of in those age cohorts, think very differently, act very differently, and the reasons why they snack and the types of snack foods they look for and the benefits of snack foods are different. So it's really important for us, if you've seen any of our presentations in the past, to age down to make sure that younger consumers are snacking on almonds more. So when we talk to these consumers, the big here is in the past, older consumers, older, 43 is not old, and I can say that, but like if you talk to a 43-year-old, their definition of health and what they want from snacking is all about energy. So if you guys think a lot of our advertising you've seen in the past, it's been about how almonds give you the energy with 6 grams of protein to get through your day. Well, as we transition here to a younger consumer target, wellness matters to them more, because if you think about these younger consumers, we've talked to a lot of them in the last year, that their lifestyles are different. Our previous consumer target enjoyed being busy and they wanted energy to keep going. These millennials live a much more balanced lifestyle, and when they think about snacking and they think about the foods they eat, they're looking for things that don't just give them heart health, but give them overall wellness, like immunity, balance, so on and so forth. So we'll talk about it more. So that's how our campaign is evolving, and it's really important for us to get more millennials into the franchise because, frankly, not enough millennials snack on almonds today. Only 27% of millennial households buy almonds alone as a snack. And that's, by the way, the category, for those of you who aren't sure, like all of our marketing is based on trying to get consumers to snack on almonds alone more, right? Because that's where our biggest opportunity is for the industry. So anyway, there's not enough millennial households who buy almonds and eat almonds as a snack. And then of those buy and are already buying them, they don't buy it enough. Like we call it their buy rate. They don't spend enough. They don't buy almonds enough. So it's super important for us to talk to these younger consumers. And Jen talked about this a little bit. So as you see our messaging that I'm going to show you, like wellness to millennials means some of these key points, and I think are important to remember. Like they say I am, and a lot of our research that what I eat impacts how I feel, and it's almost immediate. So they are very attuned to that. They also believe that wellness is very individualistic. It's do their own wellness. They have their own needs. They're very mindful of wellness, but it's very much about each individual person, and they know that what works for them might not work for someone else. And then the last, I sort of touched on this, is balance is, they focus on balance, not perfection. Like they're not necessarily always trying to get the best job or, be the best at everything. They're not for perfection. They're just actively working on themselves and wellness and really just trying to live more in the moment. So what does that mean in terms of US and how we're trying to drive the industry forward in terms of wellness and marketing? We really talk about it as a team and sometimes to consumers about how do you be your best you, and how does that show up? So I'm just going to sort of take you on a journey from the fall 2020 up until today. So if you bear with me a little bit, we're going to show you a lot of examples. But here's some examples of social media ads mostly that we ran in the fall of 2020. we talk to consumers about physical wellness, mental wellness, and emotional wellness. And I will say the mental and emotional stuff that we talked about in the fall of 2020 really performed really well, right? Because it was very relevant in terms of our lives and what individuals were going through. At the same time, we partnered with a spokesperson and influencer. Her name is Koya Webb. She has a lot of credibility with consumers. She's a yoga trainer. She has high engagement with millennials on her social channels. And she loved Almonds even before we talked to her about a partnership. So our PR team went out and found her. They did a really nice job, and we leveraged her to get a lot of earned media. So again, that's free media, right? We don't pay for this, we pay for her, and then we go out and have her be our spokesperson, and we get free media impressions from it. And we got about $50 million from with her. And then here's an example. I'm gonna go back, and if you guys can turn the volume up just a little, I'm gonna play for you a video that we frankly shot with her, and then it aired on like Chicago, Philadelphia, Seattle, Portland, LA, aired on a lot of national TV channels. So let me make sure I get.
1 ounce of almond has 6 grams of plant-powered protein, 4 grams of fiber, and the good fats you need to sustain your energy levels. Healthy snacking combined with mindful movement like going for a walk or going for a hike or just taking 30 minutes to dance around your home to your favorite music is going to help you move your body, get your heart rate up, and it's going to increase your energy levels over time. So mindful movement and healthy snacking together will improve your overall health.
So that's just a way, if you Emily's presentation today, we borrow equity, or we use other people to talk about almonds to share all the great benefits. That's a little bit of a different way of advertising instead of us doing your typical commercials. One of the biggest programs and one of the most successful programs we had that we've already sort of measured in terms of being effective and efficient for us was in the spring of 2020. We put this program together where we knew that millennials, and I'm sure many of you have read it, but like the idea is that millennials prefer brands and products that give back, brands that stand for something. That's in the news for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years. And so we were like, as we're trying to age, down and target more millennials, let's try to bring some of that sort of theory and idea to California Almonds. And so we partnered with Charity Miles. Has anybody heard of Charity Miles? Anyone in the room? It's an app, a couple people. It's an app that I can't remember how many users have it, I think it's 3 to 5 million can just have it on their phone. And as they exercise and log miles, whether it's running or walking, those miles are logged by that app, and then Charity Miles donates money for every mile that they do, perform or walk or whatever, to a charity of their choice. And so it was a really nice way of us finding a way to show that California Almonds can be more relevant to millennials. So we basically called Charity Miles and said, we want to do a partnership with you. So we signed on with Charity Miles, and then we found a new spokesperson. Her name is Masi Arias. She's a personal trainer, and I will tell you, this woman, if you ever Google it, she has an amazing story, like going from low income and depression, now she's like really an inspiration to a lot of people across the globe because people follow her, people train with her, and she's just fantastic. So we said, we're going to take Charity Miles, we're going to California Almonds, and we're going to put Masi together, and we're going to talk to millennials about, giving back to the community and how California Almonds is giving back as well. So this is just an example of some of the work we did. We did advertising on social media as well as Charity Miles. And we talked to consumers about doing good and feeling good and fueling good with Almonds and Charity Miles and Masi. And then those circles you can see, every time a consumer donated miles through our program, they post it. It's every time, right, Beck? Yeah, it would post on Twitter. So we got all of this extra media too, right? Because you can see that woman in the middle, she ran 1.1 million miles, and she donated the money from that to the Epilepsy Foundation of Chicago. So it was a great program for us and sort of step out, right, to do more of a advocacy program, which we've never done before. And the results were 120 million impressions. Consumers completed 1.2 million workouts. They logged 3.5 million miles. And then as a result of their activity, we didn't donate this money, but as a result of the consumers' activity, contributed to those charities almost $200,000. So you can see how programs like this help us become more relevant with younger consumers. Okay, and then I'm sure most of you knew that we partnered with Carrie Walsh-Jennings for the Olympics over the last couple of years. And finally, as you know, the Tokyo Olympics happened in 2021. Carrie did not qualify, but our program was still a huge success. And I just got some results showing that the Carrie TV advertising drove more volume than any other TV advertising we did in the last year. So despite the fact she didn't make it, it still helped us sell quite a few almonds. So I'll show you what we did.
With 6 grams of natural protein, there's nothing you and almonds can't do.
My motto is breathe, believe, battle. So what fuels me? My littles, empowering others, winning. There's an intensity behind the excellence I'm after, but ultimately, it's gotta be fun.
We're so excited when we got the media plan back and as the Olympics got closer. I mean, our advertising was on the Today Show 24 times during the Olympics, and that's, there's a lot of eyeballs on the Today Show during the Olympics. So awesome job from our media team to execute that, which was just made us all so very proud. Okay, so today, right now, we're evolving more and more into the wellness when you think about the messages that are reaching our consumers. So we've started to shift even more and more from protein and energy to immunity. So immunity continues to be a big deal. Almonds are an excellent source of magnesium. Not a lot of people talk about magnesium, but it is a big deal. And we've talked to consumers and learned that they still care about immunity, and magnesium helps support immunity. So you're going to hear us talking about magnesium, and immunity going forward, because we believe it's important for us to tell people or tell consumers new news about almonds they've never heard of before. So immunity's big. The other thing that's big is the skincare, right? So not only are the skincare research doing really well, almonds are an excellent source of vitamin E. Vitamin E has antioxidants that help your skin as well. So those things, if you think about millennials, are just really, it's not heart health, right? So it's new, more to eat more almonds. So here's a little social ad that's running right now. Just gives you an example. And then we're still getting a lot of great PR too. So everybody's heard of Eat This, Not That. In August, we got almost 15 million impressions of an awesome article. And the reason why I put in here is not only just the impressions, but the title of the article was Secret Effects of Eating Almonds, Says Science. But it just kept going on and on and on about the awesome benefits of almonds, and that's what makes it fun to work. Almonds. So we all know this, right? Good source of protein and fiber, great for your skin. Decrease belly fat, great for your heart, they'll save you on calories. And so I just love that article, right? Because you can just go on and on and on. But, you know, if one thing doesn't apply or isn't relevant to consumers, another thing is. So great job to the team for getting that media hit. And then we just got this in November. There's a new diabetes research out from the research committee. Research done in India about the benefits of almonds on diabetes. And this just showed up on KTLA, and I wanted to show it to you guys. So Denny, if you can run the clip, that would be great.
So first I want to talk about snacking, because that question comes up a lot, and I'm a snacker as well. And there was recent research. It was a study funded by the Almond Board of California. It was a 3-month study done on teens and adolescents with pre-diabetes, and they were divided into 2 groups. One of the groups had 2 1-ounce servings of almonds as their snacks per day, and the other group had a common snack that was served in India. And the results were phenomenal, that they improved diabetes markers in those that had the almonds as a snack. So definitely recommending almonds as a snack.
Great, thanks, Denny. So again, it's just so important for us to not only what some people might call sexier marketing stuff, but it's so important for us to get all of that research out there and the education too. So that's just a great example. All right, so now what's coming up? So some of you probably saw that we have a new campaign coming in January. We've been working on it for a year, and we're so excited about it. Our job, again, to get millennials to eat more almonds, because frankly, a lot of them today are like, almonds are like just heart health. They're not good for anything else, right? And so we are trying to talk to millennials about the broader definition of almonds. And so we're going to launch a new campaign that talks about how almonds are this great big snack because they're rich in vitamins and antioxidants, and they have magnesium and more, and they're great because they fit everywhere, and they are also perfect because wellness doesn't just stay in one place, right?
Yeah, so as we move down to Mexico, I just wanted to ground us one more time in that wellness is global. So of course, down in Mexico, we obviously talk about wellness and health. So just reiterating these stats that globally consumers are paying attention to this. In Mexico, we do talk to consumers about more physical well-being part of wellness. We've really started this with the energy and the protein benefits of almonds, right? That 6 grams of protein that you've heard us say in the US, we really borrowed that and leveraged that in Mexico because we found our target audience, who we fondly call successful savorists, are urban dwellers, very busy professionals in their lives trying to get ahead. And while they want a snack, they want to choose healthy snacks and then get that energy just to keep going through the day. So we've been really focused on that with our Ponte Almendra campaign. So we have been using this as our campaign for the past couple years and really highlighted here with our key visual of this massive almond with the road spinning around it that highlights getting through your day.
in the headline here, almonds give you the energy to take on your day. With this campaign, we're really increasing the awareness of almonds as a healthy snack. So again, we are focused on that snacking category, as Jen was alluding to before. This is really a category that will move volume for us. We do know that almonds are used in some traditional Mexican, like horchata or other things, but we really want to focus on whole almond consumption. So in a building awareness, as I was mentioning with our advertising here, we're also educating with our health benefits through PR. That's our tried and true methods of media relations, sharing our nutrition research, getting great coverage, as you see here. They're very fond of using our visuals, so that's awesome that we get to have these beautiful almond pictures. And establishing credibility. So we're also using third-party experts like the health professionals, a doctor, for example. And this past spring, we used a celebrity. So partnering with these third-party experts can really lend that credibility, but also give us that relevancy that we're so keen to get in front of people, right? Grab their attention and hold their attention through other credible experts. So Barbara de Regil was our choice. She is a popular telenovela or soap opera actress. She's also appeared in a film that had some U.S. actors just recently, and now in the fall is on a new Telemundo series. So she's a very prolific actress, but she's very popular on Instagram as a health coach. So she does her own routines, she does fitness, and tells people about her healthy habits. So she's very motivational and encouraging to folks in that physical well-being space after. And here's what we did with her. Play the video. So we've been really excited about this and the achievements we've been seeing in Mexico. Obviously, 25% is a phenomenal number from last fiscal year, last shipment year. That is off a small base. We should say Mexico is our smallest market of the markets that we're in, but we want to keep that momentum going, right? We see tremendous potential there. It's a great market. So what's next? Oh, I went too far, sorry. One more. Okay, what's next? Sorry, it's very finicky. Good thing you didn't have to push the buttons here. You had an assistant because, yeah, you know, you get the brown glove treatment here because, you know, she's this thing. It's like, what? All right, so what are we doing next in Mexico? We conducted a survey this spring of and nearly half the consumers rated heart health as actually a top 3 health concern. So we were really wondering what would move consumers to choose almonds more. You know, we understand they recognize almonds for energy, and we've been messaging this energy, so what can help propel them to buy almonds more often? And so, of course, things like immunity and weight, we know of the weight and obesity crisis in Mexico. Those are obviously very top concerns. But, you know, coronary heart disease is a top cause of death in Mexico, so heart health is ranking quite high up there. 68% of consumers were motivated to eat more almonds after learning that almonds help reduce LDL cholesterol, that's the bad cholesterol. But only 42% currently believe that almonds could help them with their health. So we had that perfect opportunity to fill that void or fill that gap and bolster that believability to spur their motivation to consume more often. So we're going to change our focus ever so slightly. We are keeping our Ponte Almendra campaign, but we're adding this heart health component to, there is energy-giving protein in every heart-healthy almond. To do this, we're starting with partnerships with the Heart Foundation of Mexico, that's sort of like our American Heart Association, and with new health influencers, more medical doctors. As an example, we have Dr. Lopez here that we did an Instagram live with, and they spoke for 30 minutes about all the heart benefits of almonds and different concerns in today's wellness atmosphere. So that was great, and that's an asset that lives on our social media. So our heart health message will officially launch everywhere in January of 2022 as we get a new ad filmed and put together for emphasizing this message.